Call of Duty Black Ops 7 is the latest yearly installment of shooting bad guys in the face. Treyarch has broken new heights by forcing you to share the campaign with other players, and forcing you to have an internet connection at all times, highlighting that this game really doesn't want to be played. Can you beat Black Ops 7 without buyer's remorse? Before I started the campaign, I had to take care of a few things. Firstly, I blindly agreed to all the code of conduct bullshit Treyarch threw at me. There's probably a clause in which I have to donate my organs after my death, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Secondly, I turned off squad fill as I wanted to experience this story on my own. If I wanted other people to join my game and simply go AFK, I would f***ing ask. I did try it eventually, but again, we'll get to that. And thirdly, I gathered as many beverages as possible because you need to go in prepared for a story that won't make sense and characters you'll struggle to care about. I began the first mission, Exposure. The briefing began, and since I didn't play Black Ops 2, names and references went over my head like a cruel joke. A man with one eye showed up on my screen for an important reason. Our objective was to infiltrate a guild facility and extract a drive from a quantum computer, which is all thanks to an informant on the inside. The guild are the antagonists in this game. A wealthy security organisation is the most I could get out of them, and their soldiers? Purely decorative, as they are made to stand out in every environment that exists, apart from snow. But there is no snow, so f*** it. Our team arrives at the facility. David Mason, the son of Alex Mason and brother of Stone Mason, leading his JSOC unit, Spectre 1, compiled of Harper, Samuels and 50-50. You get the chance to play each squad member by the end of it, and they all play the same. After ambushing the worst security force in the world, we entered the facility. I turned around and realised my team was nowhere to be seen. They must have took the infiltration as more metaphorical. Doesn't stop them from yapping in my ear though. I went to the wrong door, opened the first shooting gallery. I found out you can't have grenades and flashbangs on you, and you must choose which ones you want to go with. There's probably a workaround I missed, but for now, this is pure bullshit. I switched to third person, didn't like it, so I switched back to first person. The game suggested trying out stealth. I tried it, f***ed it up, and resorted to shooting everything that moved. I cleared the room with no difficulty at all. Pretended to be a hacker for 5 seconds and the door opened for the next section. I thought puzzles were meant to be difficult. I guess not. I entered a room full of security robots that were not active. Seconds later, guess what? They were activated, and they decided to expel the blood from my body. They weren't that tough, especially since when one goes down it results in a chain reaction of Wi-Fi disconnection. Found my first lag, destroyed some more robots. A door opened showing a worker with his hands up, but I looked deep into his eyes and shot him anyway. I slipped on a banana peel. While I was reviving, the enemies were very polite for letting me get back up to my feet before replacing the air with bullets. Shot a dead guy in the face because I found it funny, encountered the world's angriest spotlight, deactivated the shield surrounding the door but it wouldn't open. I hit it with my gun, shot it with my gun before I realised I had to push a button. We made it into the room with the quantum computer. I upgraded my guns, shot a fire extinguisher, hacked the security terminals and retrieved a Toblerone. Shot more security bots, placed C4 around the room, fired some expendable employees, and fought my way out of the facility. It took me a while, not because it was difficult, but because every enemy is basically a bullet sponge. We entered an empty room, realised one-eye man is a man called Menendez, and he wasn't real, and the main antagonist is a woman called Kagan. She is the CEO of the guild and looks like a character from Cyberpunk. She's very goofy. She shows us her new toy. I detonated the explosives and the new toy started killing members of the guild instead. I tried to end the suffering for as many as I could, but ultimately I couldn't be bothered. I ran past the chaos, ignoring everyone. Then Menendez started talking to me through a screen. He didn't seem happy, and one of the acid trips of Black Ops 7 begun. I acquired some ability upgrade where I can jump higher, nearly fell to my death, and began the lucid, floaty island hopping adventure. My teammates did not see the fun in it and simply complained the whole way through. I managed to get to an open area that did not have gunfight written all over it. Anyway, the open area turned into a gunfight. Pushing through the imaginary village, fighting enemies that looked like they have hopped over from a Dark Souls game, and dodging giant flying machetes definitely added to the fever dream. I pushed into a compound where my team disappeared for realsies. Menendez claims he is just here because of my trauma, and I respond with a clear mindset. Shot him a few times, he laughed at my pathetic attempt, and the boss fight begun. Yes, a boss fight, where after firing every single bullet available in the United States and throwing 3 to 4 giant machetes, Menendez was defeated. It's nice to see Black Ops 7 waste no time before hitting you with all the crazy bullshit in the very first mission. Inside was next. I had to track down the guild insider. Insider, get it? Right. He was located in the city of Avalon. I guess he got found out and is now being held captive. Don't know why they wouldn't shoot him, but there you go. To make things worse, the toxin is still in the area, and more importantly, inside my veins. But before we do that, we have to give the drive we stole to someone who could decrypt it, and that's Karma. No, I meant that's her name. That's actually her name. I shot some drones, looked at a man who had seen better days, saw a VTOL lag through the air, I lagged again, and I fought my way to Karma's location. She was underground. I knew this because I fell down a hole when I wasn't paying attention, got downed and had to revive myself in the water, while Karma was fending off 2 enemies. I was a bit embarrassed. To locate the insider, we had to scan the dead bodies for biometric chips. I left the cave on a boat, got shot at, couldn't tell you why I couldn't use my other hand to shoot back. I climbed up a ladder and saw that they were waiting for me, tried throwing a turret on the bridge. To my amazement, it didn't work. I used an app on my phone, snuck up on a dude to show him my cool knife. Well, I mean, I say cool knife, it looks like a box cutter. And scanned the biometric chips. Whilst waiting for the next target, I sent a message to the soldiers attacking me, found a guy with a shield holding a pistol, waited for him to reload, which never happened, I guess he didn't want to. Not even kidding, I think he shot like 50 times without reloading. I got bored of waiting, I shot him, called him a bitch, and went on to scan the last chip. I rode a VTOL so Karma could locate the insider, and I had to defend it. I realised why you might need 3 other players, because there were too many guys to worry about, and just like that, the VTOL was destroyed. Luckily, we have the location of the insider. He was in a shipping container. We approached it, the robot's older brother dropped in, and I blew it up. Next is distortion. Inside the container, Wood starts whispering in my ear, and before I knew it, I was back in a up hallucination. This time I was going through Woods' trauma from the 60s. I ran off a cliffside because I didn't realise the game changed my special ability. I fought through the jungle, saw a guy jamming to Linkin Park, shot an angry robot dog, found the shipping container surrounded by vines, shot the angry growths on those vines to release the shipping container, and started to wonder if the developers were sort of just winging it with this campaign. I entered a new hallucination stage where it was all containers. How did this game know this was my weakness? I have a crippling phobia of shipping containers. We found more disturbing memories involving Woods and Menendez. Out popped a giant f***ing spider. No, seriously, I hate f***ing spiders. They are the worst. They f***ing pieces of and I hope I never encounter them. Sorry. I got lost for quite a lot longer than I would care to admit. Shot another angry growth, got inside a ship, defended it against some bats, found another memory about Woods, shot some more growths and made it outside. Found Woods, he turned into an angry plant, I shot the angry plant and saved Woods. Snapped back to reality and the informant tells me the bioweapon is called the Cradle, the same one from Black Ops 6. Time for escalation. Turns out Karma can't decrypt the data drive and needs a quantum computer. I spent the first 5 minutes running in the wrong direction to see what would happen and forgot it was one of those open world missions Call of Duty have been pushing lately. The hunt was on for a person of interest that would help access the data bunker that would locate the quantum computer, or at least push the story in a general direction. Found the target, her name was Priya, she's a sniper and nearly turned our heads into the inside of melons. The cat and mouse fight was on. I'm not sure who the cat or the mouse was at this point. I guess it was closer to a couple of rhinos hurling abuse at each other. Anyway, I shot some mines that were pointed out to me by a massive flashing red light, feeling like the maker of those mines really wanted people to see them. Moving on, I shot some more goons, found Priya's decoy, got onto a zip line that took me out of the map and I fell to my death. The mini boss fight with Priya started and she was very kind to give me a warning before she shot me. I think the warning lasted like 30 seconds. I think she's just toying with me as I'm quietly chipping away at her health bar. Anyway, after a time-consuming gunfight, I ended her life and grabbed her access card, I think. I don't know, I started zoning in and out of the story at this point. I was on my way to the data bunker and chose the most awkward route possible. I started off sniping enemies from a distance, got bored, and ran through guns blazing. I accidentally no-scoped an enemy whilst using a stim. We spiked the servers, all 3 of them, until we got what we needed. I tried sliding round an enemy, but he saw me coming and bonked me with his gun. I ran outside, threw a grenade, and 3 enemies appeared out of nowhere to ask if I owned an air fryer. I tried shooting down a VTOL with a grenade launcher, I realised I was simply too good for it, and finished spiking the servers. The quantum computer was located in Tokyo, which meant one thing: disruption. Our target was a guild worker, Fukusawa. Fukusawa. He was on a boat in the harbour and he was our ticket into the facility. The B team comprised of Razor, Anderson, Lee and Vermark, who was possibly my favourite character, since he was the only one to bring a backup plan when the stealth mission inevitably f***s up. I attempted stealth, f***ed it up almost immediately, and killed everyone on the top deck in a bloody massacre. I accessed the lower level and saw that the soldiers simply ignored the deaths, screams, gunshots and explosions due to them not giving a f***. It didn't matter, as death quickly came for them as well. We found Fukusawa, he shot himself, now it's time for us to leave. A robot dog was deployed, I threw an axe at it didn't work, and so I ran away. Eventually used my phone to explode the dog, and we took control of the yacht to ram into the facility instead. Fought our way through the building, destroyed a massive turret and reached the quantum computer. I acquired the decryption key and found my way topside. Had to parkour my way up to the exfil point on top of a tower because of course, why else? My phone was out of signal in the middle of downtown Tokyo. I got to the exfil point and guess what? Another f***ing boss fight. But they clearly saved the good boss fights for later, as this one is a normal VTOL with a shield. Destroyed the VTOL and started wondering if opening another crate of beers was out of the question. The next mission was Collapse. Yes, I wish I could. I decided to grab some randoms for the next mission solely because I thought that would speed up the campaign and then I wouldn't have to play it anymore. After a drone attack from a possible traitor, which is obviously this guy, because who the fuck else would it be? We had to track and shoot down the last remaining drone to find out who the traitor is. With randoms, it did speed up the mission, thankfully. We cut through enemies like a hot knife through butter. Before we knew it, we had the drone tumbling down, but the game knew this was too easy, so it triggered another f***ing hallucination. Ugh. Fracture is up. The randoms pissed off, meaning I was back to playing on my own. Walking through Samuel's fucked up memories, I fought through all the nightmare demons, but then Black Ops 7 made probably the most annoying enemy of them all: oncoming traffic. This stage was so f***ing annoying I almost chugged several vitamin C tablets. I finally fought my way to the crashed drone, we gathered the necessary data. Oh, and guess what? Another hallucination. But now it's 50/50's turn. She encountered some kind of trauma and now we must push through it. Eventually got to a door with a keypad and I genuinely had no idea where to look for it. After 5 minutes the game lost its connection, kicked me out, and the game has 0 checkpoints. To say I was pissed would be an understatement. Started the mission again, had some randoms tag along, got hit by a car twice, and one of the randoms forgot he was playing a video game, so we stood here anticipating his long-awaited arrival. During the second trauma episode we got to the keypad. Similar situation, I didn't know where to look, but thankfully one of the randoms knew the code. Experienced more lag, destroyed another robot, breached a door, Harper saw a guy he doesn't like, and you guessed it, another hallucination. Due to Harper's trust issues, we now have to fight a giant version of him. I shot him in the face for 20 minutes and we defeated him. Harper stumbles his way over like he just finished a week-long bender, and then the squad got more migraines. Quarantine is next. We are on our way to interrogate Gideon Faulkner, a bioengineer working for the guild and a possible relation to Vinnie Jones. I created a black hole, it did not get involved in the conflict, climbed up to the penthouse, ran through some glass doors, hacked a bookcase, well my teammate did, and I just played around with my gun. We reached Gideon's lab, he started his livestream and then played Taylor Swift's new album. We defended a signal thingy that could end the nightmare, the visions went away and we scared the shit out of Gideon. Gideon told us where he sent the intel to and we became flying squirrels. We arrived at the sanctum, shot up the place, reached the top floor, found Kagan impersonating Alex Mason. She went one step further, told me I could never be a construction worker.
You were never cut out to be a mason.
With our minds and triggered another traumatic hallucination. Time for suppression. We fought through David's unresolved childhood trauma and had to escape the prison before the cradle gas caught up to us. Majority of this was basically just a zombie level. We breached the command center and found Alex Mason, who gave us a monologue. We strapped him to a bed and teleported to the Mason's cabin. We investigated David's memories and eventually Alex Mason overpowers Kagan. With the help of the inmates we escaped the prison. We found that the guild were willing to blow up half the world and then sell their security servers services in the aftermath. That's their whole plan. It's breakpoint, and our objective is to head to the docks to stop the launch of the Cradle gas shipments. I don't know, preventing World War III basically. We expose the Cradle shipments, but Kagan detonates them anyway because she's a bitch, and another round of zombies began. After that, Razor turns up, says the most cliche traitor dialogue, Harper shoots him like the minor inconvenience he is, and we located the source of the Cradle shipments, which are a bunch of mining rigs called Blackheart. But good news, we only have to infiltrate one. Containment. You probably noticed that my script for each level gets shorter and shorter. That's because there's not much going on, to be honest. Anyway, we can't start the level because I'm caught in a loading screen loop. Nice. One restart later, we arrived at the mining rig, caught two twats having a come down and annihilated them, climbed into an orange diving bell, arrived at another facility, aimed at another enemy, but decided there had to be a better way of doing this. I switched to my grenade launcher, missed the enemies completely, and started questioning my life choices. I released a swarm of drones, went underwater, sort of, picked up a weapon that was the same as the one I already had, destroyed the Cradle packaging modules, tried jumping over a line of robots with machine guns, they didn't let me pass, jumped into some food colouring and made it to the bioreactor room. After a digital tug of war between us and Kagan, we lifted the bioreactor out of the water. We defended it until it built up enough social anxiety. It was about to go off, and I didn't realise we had to leave the area. My team did though, as they left me behind. Kagan wasn't happy, so she decided to be a little shit once again. We had to defeat her robots, but luckily we only had to destroy them one at a time. Anyway, after that we shut Kagan up, escaped the facility, Kagan was arrested, and the guild were no longer a threat. And I couldn't beat Black Ops 7 without buyer's remorse.